What You Talking About, Walt Diddy? Well, welcome to the new and improved What You Talking About, Walt Diddy Cam, powered by the fit filmmaker himself, that Sigma male, Walt Diddy. We're gonna put a lot of the conversation to bed to rest. Ladies, share this with the homegirls, the sisterhood, your bestie, because I listened to those prophets that we called the Diddy brothers. What a fool believes he sees. No wise man has the power.
I cannot lose, I'll be winning. I cannot lose if I'm winning. I do not lose, I'll be winning. How can I lose when I'm winning?
The 100% truth about relationships. When you think relationships, I know you're just thinking about the intimate ones. But we are in relationships with the homies. There's relationships that we have with people at work. Homegirl that's at the store that you stop at to get a coffee, and each time you're starting to stop, sir, conversation's getting better, and who knows, you may be dating. Let's get right into the subject matter. First quote is from one of the greatest African-American chocolate people, black men in the history of black men, and that would be the Dr. Martin Luther King. Dr. Martin Luther King said, "Every man must decide whether he will walk in the light of creative altruism or in the darkness of destructive selfishness." Relationships, whether it's a co-worker, whether it's a direct report that reports to you, is the girlfriend, the husband, the wife, the significant other, every man, woman must decide whether he or she will walk in the light of creative altruism or in the darkness of destructive selfishness. So in these relationships that we have, here's the truth, the 100% truth. The first lesson that we learned from Dr. King is, are you walking in a light of creativity, openness, acceptance, cooperation, or you walking in the darkness? It's all about me. Next week, today, and 3 minutes from now, still all about me. That's where we start the conversation. This is the 100% truth about relationships in 2022. First quote is powered by the great Dr. Martin Luther King. Carl Jung is quoted in all spaces where testosterone is. We hear your psychologists, even relationship coaches, dating coaches, male and female, quote Carl Jung about the inner shadow work, the inner work that we must do with one another. This is what Carl Jung said. Dr. Jung says this: the meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed. Have you ever wondered why said woman had said effect on said man? Ma'am, have you ever wondered, wow, he doesn't seem to be all that. Why does he have her like that mentally? Think about that for a moment. Sir. Has 6 months went by and you thought it was just gonna be a one night stand, and you're like, damn, I am still with this woman. I'm going through hell. Wow, I can't believe I'm still with this dude. I can't seem to let him go. I got a new dude, but I sneak out with the other day. Carl Jung answered the question, and it is called nature bonding chemicals. The 100% truth about relationships in 2022 and beyond, and I can guarantee you this, ladies and gentlemen. The meeting of two personalities, two people, two minds. When the two becomes one, you really need to, that's not a biblical scripture, that is universal law. When the two shall become one. The meeting of two personalities is like contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed. That's how you did it, ma'am. The chemical reaction did not work for me, but the next dude came along who you didn't even want to keep. Wham! Blew his mind. Sir, you don't know why it blows your mind? It's called chemical reaction. We don't control that. The 100% truth about relationships in 2022 and beyond is right here from Super Sigma Male himself, that screenwriter, director, producer, Walt Diddy. But let's continue. Oscar Wilde was a poet in the early 19th century, the beginning of the 19th century, I should say, and a playwright. And he says, the very essence of romance is uncertainty. Let's read this again. The very essence of romance is uncertainty. Uncertainty means you do not have any idea, but you can't control what's coming next, and you know how that feels. really don't know about this young lady. When you get into any friendship, relationship, business arrangement, there's going to be uncertainty. This is universal law. This is law. We cannot change this. You cannot debate it away. You cannot spend it away. You can't shout it away, shame it away. The very essence of romance is uncertainty. So, you think you're just kicking it with this young lady, but wow, 4 weeks has went by. You are beginning to take the risk and the challenge of that happening, which Carl Jung said. The meeting of two personalities is like the contact of chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed. You won't be the same after entering that chemical reaction that we call relationship. Whether it's a friendship, partnership, when it starts off, it's all that uncertainty, adrenaline, new beginnings. It is fun. It's an exhilarating thing. Be honest with yourself. I've been honest with myself. As a single male, it's very, very easy for me to do that. Next on our list, let's see what we can find. Shakespeare said, "The course of true love never did run smooth." A true love in your relationship, Shakespeare said, the course of true love never did run smooth. Sir, your relationship is never going to be smooth. There is no time in the point of history. It's always been this way. You either lead or you follow, and there's going to be those opportunities and those times where both of you feel that you should be leading, and that's where this quote from Shakespeare comes into play. The course of true love, don't just take love out. The course of true relationship, the course of a great relationship, a course of a good relationship, a cooperative relationship never did run smooth. That is the game. If you break rule number 1, Dr. King told you that you could walk in creative altruism or destructive selfishness, this is what's gonna happen. One day, someone will walk into your life and make you see why it never worked out with anyone else. The prophets of Doobie Brothers, when he said, "What a fool believes, he sees. No wise man has the power." And as I end every show, because I am the encourager, not a discourager, I tell this story about my father. Pops never was at my football games. Daddy wasn't there. Changed my underwear. But he left me a gem. Listen to me, man. Listen to me, women. I found it. I polished it up. Every day that I could remember hearing his voice before he left the house, he used to look me in his 2 eyes and say, "Walter, you can do anything you want to do if you put your mind to it." It is a fact that I put my mind in making this content. Even though I am a community college and LA film school, Hollywood, California, Sunset Boulevard, I was there about a year and a half, drop out. I put my mind to making this content. I put my mind to being the encourager, not a discourager. No matter what you look like, your shape, your size, there's one of you, so that you gotta be special. There's a lot of special inside of me. There's a lot more special inside of you. Let it out. We're gonna let it out.
I cannot lose, I'll be winning. I cannot lose if I'm winning. I do not lose, I'll be winning.